I'm a very sentimental person.
This has been a real deep podcast.
I didn't mean it to be so. The death of Stalin.
That was not funny.
Oh!
It's the traditional hero arc. You want to see these struggles?
There's no heroes here. Come on.
No.
And I still think to this day that they probably are still, thrusting around in the dark, so to speak.
I think, no, don't.
And welcome to Considered and Conceited. This is Paul speaking, and we have with us tonight a very special guest.
Who's our special guest?
You.
Why am I the special guest?
Oh, don't you feel special?
I'm here every week. I'm not a guest.
Yes, but okay, all right. It was the first thing that came to my mind, and I just thought, I'll throw it out and see where that goes.
Wow, I know where I stand or sit.
Well, I do all the work.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, well, maybe that's not entirely true.
Can I just say,
yes.
Remember this, because later on tonight I might be going, I'm sorry, that's right, you do all the work, go for it, Paul.
Anyway, after our debacle last week with, what's his name?
Anthony Hopkins.
Thank you, that's what I was after.
So you do all the work, yeah?
I looked for 2 weeks trying to find when you said Anthony Hopkins clearly so I could put it on the thing. So now I've got it. Thank you. So that's going up on the title.
Oh, my gosh.
Cut and paste.
Crazy.
Okay, now, what have we got this week? We've got 2 very upbeat and happy films.
Yeah, it was a bit depressing this week, wasn't it?
Yes, well, people, we promise we're going to do light, fluffy stuff next week.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, something more light and fluffy.
Yeah, well, as much as we're capable of doing light and fluffy,
So we have been looking at, people have been putting up movies on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So we've been going through doing one Facebook Friends movie and then one that we've put up.
Right.
So this week we had Shawshank Redemption put up by Derek.
Hello, Derek. How are you?
Hi, Derek. Hope you're enjoying yourself.
I wonder why he put this film up. I suppose it's a bit of a favourite for him.
Well, isn't it like a cult, like nearly every guy on the planet likes Shawshank Redemption?
I don't.
Okay, every normal guy likes Shawshank Redemption.
It's too light and superficial for me.
Okay.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I was going to say, really? But yeah, I thought it's like the Godfather. It's like the movie that men like to watch.
Yeah, I think they need to get out a bit more.
Well, you don't want to tell people that because we want people to watch movies.
I think more men need to watch Hysteria. I think they do.
I think they would learn something.
I think they would learn many things.
Little enjoyments as well. Anyway, so Derek's put up Shawshank Redemption, so we watched it.
Yes.
So Andy Dufresne is sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms at Shawshank Prison for the murder of his wife and her lover, a crime he did not commit. While serving his time, he befriends fellow inmate Red, who watches as Andy experiences brutality, tries to improve prison life for the inmates, and uses his bank skills to assist the warden and the other guards.
Now, coming straight out of the box, I'm going to say, I'll ask you, what is the moral of this movie?
Why do you always have to find a moral?
Everything has a moral if you look hard enough.
That's like you trying to find it the other week with Sunshine.
Oh, well,
Did you ask Stewie about that?
No, I haven't spoken to him. I've been too scared to reach out. I've been thinking, hopefully he hasn't heard of it yet.
I want to know if there is a moral.
Next Thursday when I go down there, it's going to be
what it is.
Yep. Well, look, I think the moral for Shawshank Redemption is rich, educated guys get away with stuff a lot easier than poor black guys.
No.
Well, you think about it. What did he have? He had 2 things. He had an education, and when the world turns to shit, he still had that to fall back on, and he had an advantage over all the other prisoners.
I think what the big word in it was, which he said and Morgan Freeman said, was hope. Hope lit the way.
Come on, this is me you're talking to here.
But what I'm saying is, he goes, I hope.
Yes.
I hope. It's all about hope.
Possibly.
Hope will see you through.
Yes, well,
he didn't commit it. He was innocent.
Maybe that's why I didn't get the film.
So
I did. Yes.
Everyone else there had committed the crimes they were in for.
Yep.
But not Andy Dufresne.
No.
He was innocent. He was right.
Because he was
He
white
was
and
just.
rich. He probably did.
Well, no, he said he didn't, and they showed that he didn't. And
they couldn't have a white guy doing that. Anyway, look, I'm just sorry.
Being really.
I am very cross. I think 1984 has done a lot of bad things to me this week, and I'm very, very angry.
That's the other movie we looked at. But at the moment, we're talking about Shawshank Redemption, Paul.
Sorry.
Did you like the film,
I'll
Paul?
cut that 5 minutes out because I really
No, you
was
won't.
just off. I will.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
You say you're going to cut things out, and you never do.
Beep.
It's all right, Pip. I'll cut that out.
I just put
That's
in
okay.
an editing point.
It's okay, Pip. I'll cut that out. Don't you worry.
Next week. God damn it, motherfucker.
Text. I thought you were going to cut that out.
Yep. Lol. Look, okay, so the movie, what did you think of it, Pip?
I actually think it's done well. It's funny because I'm
1991?
1994.
1994.
But the movie's actually starting in 1947.
Yes.
So you get you can see the older costume and everything like that. It's funny because some of Stephen King books, because this is actually based on a Stephen King novel, I don't like because I find them too, too much. Some scary books I don't like too much. Unless they're written in a way that is still, you can still see a hero line in it.
Right.
So like The Mist, I hated so much.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, we might have to put it up. I didn't like it because of the ending.
Don't put up films that you don't like.
Why not?
What's the point of that?
So that I can tell
so
people.
I can punish Paul. Yeah, you're as bad as I am.
Well,
you admit that you're not, but once we scrape back the detritus of your I can't think of the words now. I'll cut that bit too. God damn it.
It might appeal to your evil darkness.
Your underbelly has been displayed, yes.
No, what I'm saying is it might appeal to you. And we can't just put up movies that we
Does it have tanks in it?
Oh, hang on. Does it actually have a tank in it? No. It's got army vehicles in it for like a split second.
Oh, that's going to keep me going, isn't it?
I think they're only at the end.
All right, well, you just had a go at me. You had a go at me for getting onto other movies.
Sorry.
Back to Shawshank.
Anyway, what I was saying was there's some Stephen King books that I didn't like, and also with the films they were made into I didn't like, purely because of the way the storyline went.
I couldn't believe it was Stephen King who wrote it.
I know. I was very surprised when I first found out, which is whenever I watched the film first time, because I said, but every other Stephen King book that I've read, I hadn't liked just because of the way not because of the way he's written it. He's very talented, but just because I like the happy hero.
Well, Jolie told me it was Shawshank. It was Stephen King who had wrote it.
Yeah.
And I was, bullshit, And
Don't bag out Jolie. Jolie knows it.
Apparently so.
But he did The Green Mile too.
I think we've established one thing in this podcast.
What's that?
When it comes to movies, I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think we've told people we're not pros. We just like movies. But anyway, I'm digressing. What I love about this one is that you can actually see the protagonist, the hero, and his arc and how it's all working out. And I like that.
Yep.
I like my happy little cupcake rainbow happy ending.
It is an uplifting film, isn't it?
That's what I mean. I like that.
It does have hope.
It can have those terrible, dark moments.
Yes.
As long as the hero can pull himself up out of it.
Yes.
And
he certainly went on his little road of adversity, didn't he?
He did. He had it pretty. Yeah, that was pretty rubbish. But it adds to the story.
It does.
So I actually thought the way it was done in a really, that's why people like it. It's uplifting. It's sticking it to the guy who's thinks he's so great and better than everyone else when really he's not.
Yep.
And he's succumbing to all these horrible things like murder and tax fraud and all the other rubbish. And I just love the little tie at the end. And there's parts... I love the fact that in the film, once you watch it a second time round, how things you didn't notice the first time that you only find out towards the end. Mm-hmm. If you go back and watch it the second time, you go, oh my gosh, that's so right. How did I miss that? So I like films like that too.
Yep.
And I thought Morgan Freeman was just awesome.
Oh, look.
He's such a talent.
Have you just... I know we're talking about other movies. Have you ever seen Glory?
Which
He played a sergeant major, in a battalion in this.
Morgan Freeman did?
Yeah, in the American Civil War.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's a very good film. It's got Matthew Broderick in it as. Did you see me just remember somebody's name?
Yes, I did. I was impressed.
And there's another guy.
How old is it?
It's the early 90s. It's okay. I've got it.
I didn't know whether I should write it down so that I could go and watch it later on.
Oh, well, no, it's. We might even put it up. In fact, I'll bugger it. I think I'll put it up because Jolie was asking me about it the other day.
Don't do it yet. We'll do it the week after.
No, but I'm saying put it onto the list of the ever-increasing list of movies that are... would you like me to pause while you go rifling through your bag?
No. I'm just pulling a pen out.
Okay.
You keep chatting
good?
away. Did you like Shawshank Redemption?
I thought it held up very well. It was the guy, the head of what's his name? He was in
Which head of what? The warden.
Yes, no, not the warden. His head screw.
Oh, Captain Hadley, who's Clancy Brown.
Yep.
He's in Starship Troopers.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He was very good in Starship Troopers.
See how much work I do?
You
look at me reading
your
stuff.
research is exquisite. I just remembered it.
Did you actually, though?
Yeah, I did.
Because you didn't actually say his name.
The Starship Troopers is close to a favourite.
Yeah, but you didn't say his name or the character's name or the movie name. That was me.
Yeah, but this is me. You're not expecting me to actually remember details, are you?
Well, I think people like details.
Yeah, I know but they're overrated. You know, I like to just fly past. We've always got you to fall back on for all the actual information. Yes, I think I'm in one of my little moods tonight.
I was about to say, we're in fine form tonight. But no, I think the story's really well done. I love how it all ties together.
Yep.
I thought
I
thought all the actors did a great job.
Anyone you didn't like?
You mean, I think anyone did a poor performance?
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. Was there any characters that you didn't like?
Oh, there's lots of characters I didn't like, but that's because you're supposed to not like them.
Right, okay. Because I really like the head screw, even though I'm not supposed to. I could see where he was coming from.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
He's
a purely selfish kind of...
He's in a spot of power,
Yep.
Why wouldn't you in that era? Nobody's looking out for these prisoners. I mean, they beat that fat guy up to death. I mean... there was not even an eye, nobody bat an eyelid or anything.
I will say something that we said just before we started recording about how this film is a little bit linked or it can be informed by watching 1984 beforehand.
If you're planning on watching the movies we're watching, watch Shawshank Redemption first before 1984 because it will actually put a bit of a darkener on it.
A bit.
Oh no! Do you know what? I didn't research that well.
What's that?
Well, what made me go ooh was that both Shawshank Redemption and 1984 had the same cinematographer, and I haven't written down his name.
It doesn't matter. We've never discussed a cinematographer before.
Well, I find it interesting because I like the way that if you see ways
similarities
scenes are shot,
between two movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting.
Have you forgotten about Captain Blood?
Have I forgotten about it? Have I seen it?
No, we were going to watch Captain Blood.
What were we?
We were.
Did we say that on one of the episodes?
Yes, we did.
Which one?
Oh God, it's going back a bit. Remember
what
when
was
I said
regarding?
It was? Well, remember when I said, "Oh, well, that was."
Was it the pirate one?
Yes, it was after Casablanca.
Yes.
Yes, because he did the same as Casablanca.
Yes.
He was the director in Casablanca as well.
Yep.
So make sure you've got that one written down.
We really need to go back and listen to our own stuff, don't we? So we can remember.
I listen to it. I do pretty well forget most of the details, but I. Okay, well, we're meandering terribly tonight.
I know, sorry everybody. I hope it's not too bad for everyone else listening.
I'm sure it is.
Episode 9 we were talking about Casablanca.
Yes.
So we're talking about